Good morning. Waiting on a few people to join. I'm going to start off by drawing a dragon for today's energy. Good morning. We will be sharing notes from an aura session I did at the end of the week. Or actually at the end of the month, end of September. So about 5 days ago. Okay. So it looks like, good morning. So it looks like the dragon that's going to be assisting us with today's energy is going to be the fire and water dragon. I'll read what that means here, which actually makes sense. This should be helping us with our emotions. So let me read what this dragon is good at here. Got some transmuting going on. Okay, so the fire and water dragon enables your life to flow with loving force. Beautiful. This is a most wonderful dragon. All of our dragons are beautiful and wonderful. But prepare for change and to move forward quickly. Expect the unexpected and have fun. Orange and green fire and water dragons are fourth dimensional powerhouses. Fire and water together create steam, which is a mighty force that moves us forward towards ascension. Fire energizes us, while the water aspect helps us to flow. This flow may be gentle, but we are more likely to be caught up in a raging torrent. With a fire and water dragon around, we change and movement is inevitable. This current energy is interesting to say none the least. It is definitely pushing us to move forward, to move with ascension and healing. And it is so imperative to go with the flow. You want to go with the flow so that it doesn't hurt so much. These particular dragons can also be very playful. They come to us if we want or need to add excitement and fun to our lives. Call on fire and water dragons whenever you face big changes, decisions, or challenges on your pathway. They will push you through times of inertia or fatigue by filling you with new expectation and excitement. Once you have made up your mind, they will bolster your energy and give you thrust and determination. They also love play and fun and will lighten you up. Your guidance now is to be prepared for rapid change in your life. There's some big changes coming. As you're being propelled into a higher state of being, if you make up your mind about the direction you wish to take, these dragons will push you on with grace and surprising ease. If you are not clear, you may find something arises that you hadn't anticipated. So expect the unexpected and enjoy the changes coming to you. Look through the eyes of a fire and water dragon and see everything from a higher and lighter perspective. And remember, whatever happens will be for your highest good. So here's that dragon again. Beautiful dragon. Yes. Okay, so I am going to share some notes from an aura session I did at the end of September. So it was important to keep this one private. Some of them I do keep private for if the client wishes, or even if the higher self says so. So the scene starts out in a city outside of the forest. And so my question, are you wearing any shoes? No. How many toes do you have? His response, I have 5, but there is another body superimposed on top of the human one that has 3. My response, interesting. How do your hands look? His response, in the center of my palms, it looks like shimmering obsidian that is emitting a high-pitched frequency. I still have 5 fingers, but my nails are long. So then I ask, do you feel male or female? His response, I feel I am a masculine energy, but not in a human sense. So then I ask, are you wearing any clothes? He says, yes, some sort of robe. My body is almost translucent. So then I say, Are you wearing any other crystals than the ones in your palms? His response, there is one crystal on my chest that's attached to the robe I'm wearing. It's a deeper purple, but the light within it is moving. My response, beautiful. And what do you see around you? You said you were standing in a city? His response, yes, I'm standing on the outside of the city. There are other people, but their faces are cloaked in light as well. I've been here before. Question, does it feel like you're visiting, or does it feel like you live there? His response, it feels like I've spent a lot of time here a long time ago, and everyone looks smaller than me, but they don't seem shocked by my presence. Question, before going to the city, would you like to speak to the crystal on your chest? All crystals have consciousness. His response, yes. So then I ask, to the consciousness of the crystal on your chest, greetings. May I ask you a few questions? His response, it's saying that this place existed as I see it now before the war happened. Me, so is it showing you how it looked before a war took place? Yes. Can the crystal describe where there was a war? Or why, Can the crystal describe why there was a war? The crystal's response, when worlds without purpose, without growth, some individuals didn't agree with peace. I've seen this before. Question, can the crystal confirm if you were there during the war? Did you witness it? Crystal, he was, yes. And are you able to confirm the name? Is this a different planet? Crystal, it is a different planet, but the name, searching for the name, but I can't find it. My response, and that's okay. Sometimes the planets have names or syllables that are not easily translated into English. And to the consciousness of the crystal, when you said that the people did not know their purpose, did they not sense their purpose because they were out of alignment or unable to sense their connection to source? Crystal, greed and jealousy. My response, so that would be a yes, out of connection with source? The crystal, yes. Can you confirm the density or level of consciousness this planet was? Crystal, somewhere in the 6. My response, thank you. Did you want to show him anything? What did you want him to see or know? The crystal, there is a black crystal with something encased over it, and different color lights are coming from the inside of it. It feels heavy, but a consciousness is inside of it. It's been floating over me for a few minutes now. My response, beautiful. Do you have any other messages for him before we speak to the other crystal? The crystal, fulfillment lies where you are remembered. Beautiful. Is another way to say that, is it as he gains his remembrance, he will be led to fulfillment and purpose as he regains his connection to source? The crystal, yes. Beautiful. We honor you and we appreciate you so much for your messages. The crystal, you're welcome. My response, we will now speak to the consciousness of the black crystal that's floating. Greetings. The male, or his response, she doesn't seem happy. Question, is there a reason why you're not happy? The crystal, now this is the black crystal that's floating over him. I had to leave to come here. I can't remember where this place is that I am seeing? Question. Do you remember where you came from? The crystal. His words are hard to translate. My response. It's okay. Do you remember why it was necessary to come? Why were you sent? And this is the client. I just realized what this black crystal is. It's the black light hovering around Earth. So my question, so the black crystal is a black light hovering around Earth? His response, yes. Thank you. And what is the purpose? The crystal. Observation. I ask, can you explain further? What type of crystal? What type of consciousness are you? The crystal. I'm not sure. I forgot why I came here, but I know that I'm waiting for something. My question. Are you aware of the reason that you may have forgotten? Does it have anything to do with possibly moving down the dimensions? The crystal. Yes. Do you remember what dimension you came from or level of density? The crystal. Fifth. What type of things are you observing? The crystal. Behavior of humans disconnected from self-awareness. Why they choose to not know. My question. From your observations, do you feel that they're not knowing? Do you feel that's a choice? The crystal. Yes. From what you've observed so far, once individuals become self-aware, will they move into alignment with Source and raising their vibration? The crystal. Only a few. Fear is not a sustainable energy source of motivation. Without fear, comfortability sets in and lack of passion. My response. Okay. So fear is not sustainable, but are you saying that it seems without fear, humans get comfortable? Is that what you are saying? The crystal. Humans only grow because of fear. They do not seek higher purpose unless a challenge is presented. So my response. So in other words, the lower energy such as fear pushes them towards growth if they choose it, but it's not sustainable. So they should be moving towards a higher purpose such as love. Crystal. True love. Yes. My response. Now, I've noticed that too, as well, observing myself and humans, that fear is often the maybe spark to initiate growth and healing. And it's not our only choice, but it is often from the energy that we are coming out of. It's often the one that we choose, correct? The crystal, yes. My response. From your observations, do you have any advice regarding our process to self-awareness? The crystal. Humans identify too much with the body, and so they are easily shown what they should be, not looking inside for anything. My response. Yes, it definitely helps to become aware that we are more than just our physical bodies. What advice would you give us as we are in our process of ascension and becoming aware as a humanity? The crystal. Seek truth always. What is has always been. That cannot be changed. My response, yes. In other words, the truth of Source has always been and cannot be changed regardless of our belief systems, correct? The crystal. Yes. Beliefs cause separation. My response. I definitely have experienced that on my ascension path. I've had to let go of many beliefs that I thought were true and was taught by other humans. To turn within is what Is that what you would recommend? The crystal, yes. And then I ask, and from your observations, is the most efficient path to ascension and self-awareness, is that healing and turning within? The crystal, yes. Accepting truth when it's presented. Truth always stands the test of time. It cannot be destroyed. My response, we thank you and honor you so much as an observer. And we know there are many observers at this time, watching and supporting humanity's ascension. Are you also helping, assisting in a humanity's ascension? Are you also helping, assisting in humanity's ascension energetically? The crystal, I help those who choose themselves and choose truth above comfortable illusion. Most sacrifice freedom and knowledge for acceptance, externalizing who they are and becoming more unconscious. Those who seek truth are few and far between. Yes, beautiful words of wisdom. We thank you so much. Anything else you would like to show us? The crystal. Moving forward, comfortability will be your downfall. If you do not choose a life without compromise, do not settle for less when you know what you are capable of. Yes, I totally agree. Humanity has seen the worst of the worst. It is time to start seeing the highest potential that we are and are able to experience and create. Do you agree? The crystal, yes. I honor you, I love you, and I appreciate you for assisting and observing at this time. So then I say thank you, and then actually the client needed to take a break. So this is actually only the first 35 minutes of his session. It actually takes a while to dictate sessions, so I will have another one to follow up soon, maybe Monday or Tuesday. So if you have any questions, like any questions as far as what this means or what they are asking us to do. So yes, there are multiple observers in the atmosphere. There's multiple helpers, there's protectors, there are negotiations taking place. There's a lot going on to help us ascend to the new earth. Mother Gaia has officially reached fifth dimensional. And with her energy rising, this is forcing people. And it's not like, it's pushing. I should say pushing. It's not forcing. It's pushing with strong encouragement for people to heal further, heal higher levels, or start healing. Some of us have not even started healing yet. And those of us that don't go with the flow, that do not start healing, may start to experience erratic behaviors. They might start to experience further confusion, deeper confusion, chaos, self-destructive thoughts and tendencies, suicidal thoughts and tendencies. A lot is coming up right now. In this energy right now, we are healing and integrating multiple parts of ourselves and further integrations of the masculine and feminine energy. We are healing and releasing like control systems in all forms and fashion, and even with each other as far as the dynamics of the masculine and the feminine and how we interact in our relationships and how we treat each other. A lot of the masculines, I'm actually getting a lot of messages from masculines because they're really just not even sure what's going on. And even my twin, I've checked in with a few other twins as well. They're struggling a little bit, but we are, because many of the feminine have been healing longer. We're just holding space for them because they are healing and releasing their superimposed or taught beliefs that they're supposed to be in control, that it's a patriarchy, that even God himself is masculine. Like source is mother, father, source, energy, masculine and feminine. Yes, yeah. Like it's all one. It's all one. So we mirror each other. We mirror the human resonance, and that's mirrored back to us. Where the collective consciousness is. Now, Mother Gaia herself is right now above the collective consciousness. So the collective has not raised to fifth dimensional yet. There's individuals of us that are that high or higher, but as a collective, much of humanity is still third dimensional. Like there's so much healing that needs to take place. And regardless of, and this is the thing about knowledge, like the third dimension and the fourth dimension is really, really big on knowledge and information, but they're not big on heart discernment at all, which healing and heart discernment, moving into your heart space, is a feminine energy. This is why it's so necessary to integrate that feminine energy into everything, and how we interact with each other, how we treat each other, how we look at concepts, so we can start seeing more truth of things. So I'm going to read to you. Okay, so Raising Vibrations have posted information about the deep dive into Venus retrograde, which I agree with it, so I'm just going to read it. So basically, we are currently in the midst of a global rebalancing since the Libra equinox and Aries full moon. You may feel the shift occurring within your own internal energies, and I can tell you we definitely feel it. Definitely feel it. And it is being played out on the global stage. And for anything to play out on the global stage, it is playing out internally, it is playing out individually. The two worlds are shuffling in the dance of the ages. One will rise and one will recede, where we focus our light and strengthens and grows. A lot of past trauma, multiple lifetimes, a lot of past trauma has been coming up, being triggered, opening old wounds for healing and clearing. Rebalancing targets all areas of life, including politics, business, religion, families, partnerships, sex, money, and the psychic realm. Sex and sexuality is a huge one. Many people have been used or targeted, especially angelics and starseeds have been targeted for sexual energy, used in dark rituals. A lot of that type of healing is going on right now. So in the planetary collective, Pluto retro and Capricorn is chipping away at the control and power of the patriarchy. This is a dominating enslavement program that affects everyone, both men and women. This is not so much as a gender issue. We think it's a gender issue, but it's a power and control issue. This is one of the ways that basically if you seemingly strengthen one and you degrade or weaken another, you have separated them. So it's out of balance. And that was part of a separation control mechanism. And if we take the emotions and the feminine and the healing away, and you're operating basically out of your left brain, out of your mind, and out of your ego, you are easily controlled as a people, as a humanity. This is so necessary to rebalance, to unite. So it's not about one of the things is the masculine fearing that the feminine is going to somehow take control and dominate, and that's what's being called for. No, we're calling for a balance. Masculine and feminine balance and healing and unity. Humanity has to unite. The males and females have to unite. The elders and the young ones have to unite. The blacks and the whites, the Latinos, the Indians, everybody, Arabs, we all have to unite because we're one energy. And a lot of people are wanting to think that we're going to be able to unite with the multiverse. If you have not united on this one planet, how are you going to unite with multiple beings, an infinite number of beings across the multiverse? And yes, build each other up. If you have to tear someone down, you need internal healing. The only reason, trauma is the reason why people want to control others. Those, even groups of people that have controlled other and mainly control their own people, because it's not even they were controlling their own people, started controlling other people, but then they were being controlled by other people themselves. These are all traumas that go back so long, hundreds of thousands of years ago. All this needs to be cleared. And it doesn't even matter what happened in the past, because your power is now. How you heal is right now. It's okay to understand or try to get some understanding of how this happened and how we got here, but it's not going to change anything. What needs to heal is right now. Your power is here right now and moving forward. What do you want to do today? How do you want to heal today? What do you want to create for tomorrow and for the generations being born and for the lives that we're going to be creating? So your power is right now. And then besides that, like as you heal and ascend and raise your consciousness, all your memories and history, the true history, will be restored anyway. So I don't do that much research trying to figure out what's happened and how it happened on Earth. I have a general idea because I know that my oversoul, my higher aspects, my multidimensional self knows all the history. So if I want to know the history or know some aspect of the history, I just ask them, like give me some clarification or point me in the right direction. I also ask them to point me in the right direction of who, may have channeled this information truthfully. So, but yes, like we can do this. We are doing a most excellent job. We are raising the vibration. They keep asking, keep insisting that more people heal, more people awaken, more people activate. It is not enough of us. If you think there's enough or you think you've done enough healing, I'm going to tell you right now, it's not true. You haven't done enough. There's not enough healing. We're doing a good job, but they need more of us, because the more of us awaken, the more of us radiating light, the more, like, the faster, the more assured the positive timeline is. And if you, like, even with the notes I just read, it's not just like we were at a higher vibration before we fell. Like some of these planets that have completely destroyed themselves were 5th and 6th dimensional planets. So, I mean, that's why, like I keep saying, we have galactic healers, we have galactic elders. Like some of us that are here are like the ones that go around in any planet that needs assistance and help them. Like you have them here. It's like, it's awesome to interact with the ones that are still multidimensional, the ones that are in space, the highly evolved beings. That's wonderful. But you also have a lot here. And we still need to wake them up, those that have not awoken yet, or clear interference. Like there's still a lot for us to do right now. So let's heal. Like soul tribes are coming together. Memories are being restored. Like all these, our gifts are coming online. And I totally understand, like source, like your process of ascension and raising back up the vibration, they don't even give you all your gifts at once. Because sometimes when gifts start coming in, some people still get a little off balance, or they think they know it all, or they, somehow get tricked or manipulated to get back into their ego and things like that. And that's okay. It just means further healing is necessary. So just love each other. One of the things that I found helpful is when I notice like other people out of alignment or off balance, I talk to source about it. Why? Because the oversouls all know each other. So then you can help that other person, like my oversoul will talk to your oversoul, like, hey, let's help them out a little bit more. They're having an issue or whatever. But that's how we heal and support and love each other. We don't bad talk each other and send hateful vibes to each other. No, don't do that. Don't do that, because then you're still just empowering the negative control systems that you don't want to control you anymore. So love, light. If you need to go outside and ground, I mean, everywhere you go, like seriously, like some places I go, I just have to slow down because I can literally feel the energy. People need help. They need assistance. Is it awesome to have a session? Of course, but I go around people all day long, so I can help them to start transmuting some of that energy so they can start hearing from their guides, so they can start hearing from their higher self and oversoul, and so that they may be guided to the correct person that's best for them to assist them in connecting deeper, to healing deeper. But we can start the process like while we're out and about. You can radiate love from your home. Don't think you're not radiating love from your home. And like I told you before, I do a lot of work in dream time. Sometimes it's like, did I even get any rest? I might not remember where all I went, but it's being done. So all I can say is do what you came here to do. We agreed to be here. We wanted to be here. We accepted the challenge, accept it with a smile. I know it wasn't always easy. I know a lot of it hurt, but understand, humanity has been hurting itself for a long time. That's why we are here, to help them free themselves, but we have to help them heal. And the way to do that is to heal ourselves. You have to heal yourself first. If you're not a benefit to yourself, you're not going to be a benefit to anybody else. I learned that in advocacy. I wanted to go out and advocate and help and do all this stuff. I've worked at a domestic violence shelter, but with my previous marriage, anybody that knows about my marriage, it was very traumatic. And that was Source showing me, it's beautiful that you have such a loving heart. You want to help other people, but help yourself first. And that's how we learn. And that's how we have understanding. And then we understand and are able to help others because we've been through it. So we might not like what we've been through, but there's a reason why we've been through it. And you can help someone else with that experience. And that's the purpose. That's the purpose. You have a purpose. You have a mission. You have a gift. You have knowledge. Like, that's why we're here. So I love you. I honor you. Have a most beautiful, glorious weekend. Like I said, I'll follow up with the rest of that session because it is definitely an interesting one. You know they're here. We don't have to really question it any longer. They've always been here, but yes, they're here in mass. So I love you, and just look forward to this journey as we are ascending. And start moving more towards finding the beauty. Because as you see the beauty, as you focus on the beauty, as you feel the goodness and the love from others, you help bring that out. And that is what's going to help raise the vibration, Just keep doing it. So I love you. Message me, and I'll talk to you soon.